The Sky Cipher Xbox controller has recently been released and I just had to get one, so let's unbox, take a good look and play some games. Microsoft are taking us on a nostalgic trip back to the 90s glory days of transparent tech design. Love it or hate it, there's no denying it was a big deal, even Cola went clear for a while, that was madness. Anyways, this is a great looking retro design that makes me think of the Bondi Blue, IMAX and all those amazing transparent colours Nintendo have delivered over the years. Now Xbox have been in for a bit of criticism of late, but if there's one thing they do know how to do well, it's controller designs, and yet again this one does not disappoint. The box is a nice design, there's a blue theme obviously, and it's got this kind of time travel light speed effect on the front. Then there are just a few feature highlights on the back. There's a big effort here to reduce the carbon footprint, and as you can see the box is noticeably smaller than we're used to. Microsoft say they've also removed single-use plastics from the packaging. Inside the box you get the controller, batteries, there's a QR code for an online quick start guide, but weirdly we still get a printed product warranty guide. Surely Microsoft can ditch this too, it just seems a bit pointless really. So we'll have a look around the whole controller, but my initial impressions are that this thing looks pretty awesome and it feels amazing too. The blue really is quite striking and the transparency is very old school, I love it. It weighs in at 247 grams, which is just a smidge heavier than a regular Xbox controller. My mineral camo for example is 243 grams. My Starfield controller on the other hand is a touch heavier at 249 grams. The front of the controller is all transparent blue and you can see all the silver parts inside. The buttons are a subtle shade of dark blue with light blue accents, and the thumbsticks reverse this theme with a bright blue colouring on the ball of the thumbstick and dark blue tops. The guide button has a blue X and there's a nice blue metallic effect on the D-pad. It's just painted plastic so it feels exactly the same as other Xbox controllers. Similarly, the triggers are metallic looking, almost pearlescent. And again, these have the same feel as regular controllers, but I do like how they add a little pop of colour against the dark body. It's got dark blue bumper buttons on the top, battery compartment as usual, but there's nothing special going on in here. Now the rear grips are bright blue and these feel so grippy. I love the controllers that feature these rubber grips, they just feel so much better. It's not a full rubber grip, so my Starfield one is still the best feeling as the whole grip is covered, but for this controller this makes sense, as a full rubber grip would reduce the amount of transparency on the casing, but the other half of the grip is textured plastic at least. All the usual ports are here, USB-C on the top, there's a 3.5mm jack on the bottom, along with the expansion port. Lastly, and an absolutely essential feature of any transparent tech, is some moving parts. Here you can see on the left grip that the rumble motor spins, which I think looks superb. There's one on the right side too, but it's much smaller rumble motor so it's harder to see. Overall, it's a great throwback design, it feels really grippy and the visible moving rumble motor is a great touch, but I do think it's a bit of a missed opportunity that it doesn't have transparent triggers like on the Starfield controller. I think it would have been perfect to have used clear blue triggers so you can see the impulse trigger motors in action. Anyways, it feels good to add this one to the collection, and all we need now is more colour variants. Although, I'd probably end up buying more, so maybe that's not so good for me. So there you go, that's the Sky Cipher in all its glory. Thanks for taking the time out to have a peek, and if the video wasn't terrible, I'd love it if you could drop a like on it. Enjoy the rest of your day or evening, and I'll catch you in the next one, and in the meantime, I'm off to do some more gaming.